All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming here for our groundbreaking. My name is Matt Wachter. I'm the City of Madison's Director of Planning, Community Economic Development. I also serve as Executive Director of the Community Development Authority, the CDA. As a lot of you know, the CDA has owned and operated public housing here at the Triangle for over 60 years, and we are here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of the first phase of our reimagined, redeveloped Triangle. So I'm going to start us off by inviting Ann New Year Morrison up to the podium. Ann is with New Year Investments, our great partner here on the project. So Ann, come on up. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. What a beautiful day. Again, I'm Ann New Year Morrison with New Year Investments, and I want to talk a little bit first about the origins of this project. Over 3 years ago, the CDA, the residents here, and our partners embarked on a journey to look at the needs of the existing CDA properties and to plan for a more sustainable and affordable future here in the Triangle. In our listening, we heard from the community about the need for more affordable housing in Madison, well-managed, well-located housing. We heard that residents want to enjoy their homes both inside and outside. They want connection to their community, and they want their homes to meet their needs. They want them to be healthy, accessible, safe, and sustainable. And the result of that planning effort is taking shape our Triangle, which is a development plan that you can find on our website. This is the first phase. Over the next decade, we will be replacing every affordable unit in the Triangle with new, accessible, affordable, sustainable housing and important related services. We'll be adding hundreds of new affordable housing units to the community, and we'll be connecting this Triangle with multi-use path and green spaces, and we'll be doing it without displacing any tenants. So many people have roots in this community and the surrounding area, and as a local developer working with a local development team, we're deeply committed to this community. We're learning from the past, looking forward to the future, and to achieving the best possible version of our Triangle for the residents who live here now and for the residents who will live here in the future and make this their home. And we're thrilled today to be here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of this first phase. I want to recognize many of you who have contributed to getting this first project to groundbreaking and who will support this project into the future. First, the CDA residents who were at the center of all of our planning efforts. Thank you. CDA staff, board, elected officials, city staff who worked to make this project a priority. You don't have to clap because I've got a long list. Our neighbors in the Triangle and in the surrounding area. And then I just want to shout out our project team, New Year Investments, Baker Tilly, Engagement by Design, Reinhardt, Potter Lawson, Psyche Design, Echelon, Slipstream, Design Engineers, Veerbecker, True North, Swink, and Krupp Construction, and others that I'm sure I've forgotten who are very important to this project. And without financing, we can't build this amazing project. So I want to thank our partners at WIDA, City of Madison, NEF, US Bank, Associated Bank, CPC, HUD, and others. As you can imagine, taking shape is an extraordinarily ambitious project, and this long list demonstrates how much patience, commitment, and hard work it takes to make a project like this work, and how important all of your support is. We are deeply grateful, and I want you to join us in saying thanks to those partners before I hand over the mic. Thank you all.
Thanks, Ann. I can't thank you enough and all the work the New Year team has done. Really incredible partners on this project. Next up is another one of our great partners, Elmer Moore from WIDA, who is our partner on this and really affordable housing all across the city. So come on up.
Thanks so much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, so there's some impeccable people that are coming after me, and I'm here to just get y'all prepped for them. I have a couple of ideas that I want to share with you. The first is, I always want to shout out our WIDA staff. Where's WIDA staff? Raise your hand if you work for WIDA. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a point of privilege because I have the mic. Raise your hand if you used to work for WIDA. That's right. One of our best. And who wants to work for WIDA in the future? Yeah. There you go. So my name is Elmer Moore Jr. I am lucky enough to get to be the Executive Director and CEO for the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority. I work for this lovely gentleman to my left, and we are here to say congratulations and thank you to this incredible development team. We are here to say congratulations and thank you for letting us be partners to you, empowering your vision, empowering your commitment to a mission. We invested tax credits, and those tax credits are sold and provide equity to make this deal a reality. One quick thought. We're calling this a groundbreaking, but I want to reimagine what we're about to do, not breaking the ground. That sounds a little rough. We are actually sowing into the ground. Because as we all know, we will reap what we sow. So we are sowing a vision where people have an accessible, affordable, safe, loving, caring place to call home. We are sowing a future where this is a daily practice, where we are building more housing units, investing in our community, growing our community, and really investing in the thing that makes this city, this county, this state, and this country extraordinary, which is an understanding that when you take care of people, we will reap what we sow. Thank you, congratulations, and we'll see you at the ribbon cutting.
Thank you, Elmer. Next up, we have Claude Gilmore, the CDA board chair. Without the vision of the board, none of this would be possible. So Claude, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. If we were in church, you say, amen, this is a good day. My name is Claude Gilmore. I'm the board chair of the Board of Commissioners, and I am honored to be here today. This project is about more than just housing. It's about restoring a sense of community and neighborhood that fosters well-being and progress. Today, we are celebrating the result of years of engagement focused on the residents who live here and the value that is meeting people where they are. One of the biggest priorities we heard from residents, and also important to the CDA, is that all current residents will be able to stay and will only have to move once due to the phase-in part of the process. I grew up economically poor, but spiritually rich. And I understand the value of having a roof over your head. And just as important, under that roof, everybody deserves to feel a sense of peace and safety that allows them to live a good life. And we are fortunate to be able to provide that here. I want to thank the governor, our mayor, the congressman, and our CDA staff and my fellow board members for this commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claude. Thank you for your leadership. Next up, we have my boss, the mayor of Madison, Sacha Road-Conaway.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here on this beautiful day to celebrate this beautiful project. I want to start by recognizing that we have Alder Evers here, who's not only on the council but also on the CDA board, and Supervisor Erickson has joined us as well. Local government gets things done. This place, the Triangle, has provided affordable homes for many, many people for many, many years. It really going back decades and decades, if not a century or more. But this particular iteration of those homes was built between 1965 and 1978. So they were getting kind of old. The Triangle buildings really were starting to deteriorate. We were looking at in our management of them, or the CDA was looking at in its management of them, pretty significant costs if we were just to renovate, to bring them up to modern standards, to, just basics like providing cooling, air conditioning. in addition to heating, which, of course, as our climate warms, we need more of that. And so began a conversation about what to do. How much do we invest? What do we invest in? What does the project look like? And when the CDA came to me and said, I think we need to do something big at the Triangle, I said, okay, two things. I want you to do what Bayview did and involve the residents in the planning. And so I want to shout out Bayview for leading the way and doing such a great job with their redevelopment. And then I told Matt that I wanted him to make it the most sustainable public housing in the country. So I think it remains to be seen if we get there, if anybody jumps ahead of us. But Matt and his staff really took that seriously. And I said that because we can't afford to not have sustainable living and sustainable homes anymore. We have to be helping to solve the problem of climate change. We have to be helping to keep residents safe and healthy in their homes. And to do that, we need to build sustainably. We also felt that, and you've heard this already, but we felt really strongly that because of the history of displacement in Madison and in the Triangle in particular, that it was very important for us that nobody be displaced during this project. And so the staff have worked really hard to phase the project such that residents will only have to move once, and that's when they move into their new home here at the Triangle. And hopefully that will minimize the disruption to this community, although it is, of course, a little disrupting to have these big machines working in the middle of your community. And those new homes that they move into are going to be fantastic. They're going to have new community spaces. They're going to be accessible, as you've heard. One of the things that we heard from residents is that they wanted to have a space that was outdoors, but that wasn't right in the middle of where everybody else could be. And so there'll be raised courtyards that give them a backyard that's a little bit away from the bustle of the rest of Madison. There'll be more pedestrian paths. There'll be an extension of East Campus Mall, which is a great vision that started at campus and is now going to be coming all the way through down to Brittingham Park. And as you heard Ann say, we're going to not just replace the existing affordable housing that's here, but we're going to be adding new affordable housing that will be accessible to families at a range of different income levels. I'm also proud to say that rent is going to stay where it is now for current residents, even after they move into their new and better homes. Right now, there's about 340 homes across the CDA's 4 properties here at the Triangle. This is phase 1. When we finish all 5 phases of this project, we're going to see up to 1,200 new homes across 8 buildings. There's a lot of people that have worked really hard to get us to this point. So forgive me, I've got a little bit of a list. I want to start by thanking Senator Baldwin and Congressman Pocan for their support in getting funding for this project. Of course, our great governor, who I wish was staying longer, has helped us as well. And WIDA, as you heard, has supported us. The CDA board has been instrumental in their leadership, as have the CDA staff. There's been many city staff that have been involved in this project as well, in addition to the entire consultant team led by New Year. Thank you for your work. And then, last but not least, I want to thank all of the residents of the Triangle, because this project wouldn't be possible without the residents, and we wouldn't be doing it if it weren't for the residents, because it is the residents of the Triangle that are the heart of the Triangle and this community. And that is the reason that we are doing this. It's the reason that we're all here today. So I want to thank all the residents for engaging and helping to make this project a better project and a home for them and for many, many, many people into the future. I think this team, all of the folks that have been involved, shows that at least at the local government level, when we work steadily and we work smartly and we work compassionately and we work together, we can deliver big things for our communities. And that is what it is about. It is about care for community. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. Thank you all for being a part of that.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, the Triangle has always represented a partnership between local government and the federal government. So next up, we have Representative Mark Pocan to speak.
Well, thank you, Matt, and thanks to everyone here today. I have to admit the Triangle has a very special place in my heart because this is the first area I represented when I got elected to the county board in 1991. And this is an area that really is a representative of the broader community. You know, we had unique housing of people who've recently come to the United States. We've had housing for people, affordable housing. We've had people who are differently abled having accessible housing. And I remember knocking on doors in every single one of these buildings. So I have seen this probably closer than almost anyone at the time. And it's so great to see what's happening right now in the Triangle with new housing and having more affordable housing options in the community that'll help across the board in keeping other housing affordable as well. It's also great to be here because I'm not in Washington. I got to admit that. I've been at a few events recently with the mayor, and I'm kind of jealous. She gets to do like good things and say positive stuff, and I work with Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know, it's just different. But being home, I'm getting back grounded. I appreciate that. I'm seeing the great projects like this that are happening. And affordable housing is not just an issue in Madison or just in the state. The governor, by the way, let's give the governor a really big round of applause for all he's done for the state of Wisconsin. It's not just an issue for the state of Wisconsin. This is something nationally. When I talk to my colleagues across the country, one of the most sticky areas coming out of the inflation of COVID has been housing. And we need affordable housing more than ever. So when we have federal tax credits and other things that can help out, we're glad to see projects like this. And I get to say something positive about the federal government. So it's a win-win. Thanks for having me today. And I'm so glad to see this project taking off and really looking forward to that ribbon cutting. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And now a person who really needs no introduction from me, Governor Tony Evers.
Well, good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day. And Matt, thank you so much for introducing me. It's great to be here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of this exciting new affordable housing redevelopment in the Triangle. First, I want to congratulate everybody that's been congratulated before in the city and the Taking Shape team, as well as the project partners who have played part in making the mission of the Triangle a reality. Also want to recognize our fantastic Congressman, Mark Pocan, for being here with us today, as well as all our agency folks from WEDA. A project like this takes a heck of a lot of work, and I'm proud my administration and I could play a part in making this housing tax credits from WEDA a reality. Folks, from our smallest towns and villages, our state's largest cities, affordable housing is absolutely the #1 issue I hear most about across the state. And I know that finding an affordable, accessible housing can be particularly challenging for low-income families, seniors, and folks with disabilities. But, big but, with projects like this, we are connecting the dots. For example, we know that housing affects our workforce, our economy, and our employers' ability to find skilled workers. We also know that housing affects our kids' ability to bring their best and fullest selves to the classroom, And we know that housing affects an individual's mental and physical health and their ability to get back on their feet. That's why last biennium I signed a budget that secured more than $525 million in investment in affordable housing statewide, one of the largest investments in state's history. And today, thanks to our partners at WIDA, we're working to get these funds out the door and into communities all across the state. Folks, this redevelopment is an incredible milestone in Madison, for the Madison community. Together, you're putting the power back into the community's hands, giving residents access to a space where they can grow, plan for their future, and thrive. So, obviously, congratulations. It's a wonderful accomplishment for the entire community and for the state of Wisconsin, and I look forward to seeing the positive impact that this space will have on the neighborhood and the community in the months and years to come. With that, back to you, Matt. It's all yours. Take it home.
Thank you. Thanks to all of our speakers, thanks to all of our partners, and thanks to all of you for coming. I think Anne said it best. This is a really ambitious project. You can see how ambitious it is if you go back and look at the 3D printed model on the table back here, made by our partners at Madison College. And I think there's one thing that we should all walk away, the lesson we should take from this is that we can do really hard things when we work together, and we can do really great things when we focus on people. So I want to invite our speakers up to shovel the first couple shovelfuls of dirt over here, and then there will be staff who will guide other people for photo ops. But again, thank you all for coming. And I hope to have you all back in 22 months or so for the combination ribbon cutting and groundbreaking for phase 2. So thank you. Have a great day.
Actually, I want you to in another one. Okay.